You just act as if, right?
Uh-huh.
If it is.
Fake it till you make it.
And then you'll never make it, and then you keep faking it. And guys, that's how we got here.
Right.
A couple of fakers.
Right.
Givers, not takers. Guys, we get nothing for our work here.
It's true. That may come as a shock to you, guys.
Well, we have a podcast, and we are doing it still. Did we go through all of that, and you just draw... Fake it till you make it! We are off to such a good start.
Okay. And we're back.
We went through a whole rigmarole.
Brandon got out the Scotch tape.
I got out the guys. Listen. You want to know how the sausage gets made? It's held together with sausage
they never
tape.
want that.
Guys, I worked my butt off, which is substantial, all the way off. It's gone. Yeah. I'm sliding off this chair. And guys, I did it just so Ash could hear me in her headphones. First thing,
it fell off.
Out of the gate,
it fell off and it fell out.
Disconnected everything. Like the old man when Forrest Gump's trying to give his speech at the Washington reflecting pool. Just over here, just pulling wires left and right, and that's all I have to say about that. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands Warm Hearts successful podcasting duo.
Don't I know it? Hi guys, I'm Ashley Engle. I'm the other half. Welcome to episode 105.
Do we have sound effects?
I asked if we had them and I shouldn't have. Welcome to episode 105, guys.
Ask and you shall receive. Seek ye flatulence and ye shall find it.
This sound effect brought to you by our sound effect sponsor, Sweet D. She is loving it.
Yeah, and that's the beauty is I can sit here and I can use the poot machine all day and night. Guess who gonna love it?
D. D. Guys, before we even begin today, I would like to start out this episode with breaking news. Breaking news, guys.
Okay, let's hear it.
So as you know, Brandon has a new album that's out in the world. He has birthed...
Leading off with it.
I know, I'm gonna.
Oh, man.
He has birthed an album. It's out.
Not how I would have put that.
In the world. It's
fine.
Out in the world.
Guys,
we
no
need
epidural
more...
or anything.
No.
It was hard.
Painful.
On the prairie, we might have never made it.
Painful labor.
Thanks, band name.
Right?
Painful labor.
So, Brandon's song, I Fall Apart, yes, this is the title.
It is.
Has been picked up by a senior dog rescue.
Nope, just by a senior dog.
By a senior dog rescue society called the Krusty Crew Rescue.
So, let's put a pin in that.
Honestly, best name for a senior dog rescue.
I mean,
Krusty Crew.
I went through their reels. Real Krusty Crew. Real Krusty Crew of seniors.
I know. And guys, their mission is beautiful.
Unbelievable.
We are here for a senior dog rescue.
Those of you who have been with us long enough realize that we lost the crustiest member of our crew.
Do you hear my crusty voice?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Well, guys, welcome back to Krusty Voice.
I got a rattle. Got a rattle today. Well, guys, yeah, as you know, we lost our Krusty Crew, Happy and Tilly, earlier this year. We love a senior dog, so no shade to Krusty Crew Rescue.
All due respect to Happy. He's playing in a different league than Tilly when it comes to crustiness.
It's true.
That dog was 98% dust. She was literally... She was flaking apart.
She was our mascot.
She was, and she's dead now. And guys,
whoa,
she's up at that big crusty festival in the sky.
Cross that rainbow bridge.
Crust that rainbow bridge.
So, case in point, we love a senior dog.
Love.
The Krusty Crew has picked up Brandon's song, and he sent me the video. Guys, the dog in this video, I think it's a poodle. Not sure.
It thinks it's a poodle. His name's Cowboy. And he's
got cataracts.
He's the crustiest amongst us.
Listen.
Guys.
He's got to be 15. At least.
Come on.
20.
He's 15 and like, I'm working a showbiz. I'm 15. That dog is in the 20s. That's a 20 plus.
Guys, Cowboy is crusty. And Cowboy
was actually on set with John Wayne. That's how old Cowboy is.
So they picked up Brandon's song
and it's
as a background for a Cowboy's rescue video.
And man, I have never felt more like Sarah McLachlan in my entire life. It was so funny because I was sitting down last night and I got a notification on my phone. It's a notification from Instagram, and I thought, maybe someone liked something I did. Maybe I got a new follower. You know, that immediate dopamine spike you get from something happening.
I turned mine off. Media. I can't with it.
So it dings, and I go, I wonder. And I click on it. Not a new follower. Not a like. No one went live.
No.
Tell you what happened. Krusty Crew Rescue had posted Fall Apart, and I looked at it, and I watched it the once. And I thought, and then I watched it again, and it's this just waves of flattery and confusion. Not what I wrote the song about, but guys, we talk about the people two-stepping to When the Flowers Grow Through My Bones. Here we are again. Once you share your art with the guys,
once you birth it,
creatives, can I give you a bit of advice? Creatives, here's my bit of advice for the day. If you sit down and create something that's incredibly personal to you, your life experience, your mental health, and what you're going through, and you put it out in the world, it is going to get used by a dog rescue for senior dogs. That's a fact. It's going to show up underneath just a dirty white dog with crust, quivering, cold.
And we love Cowboy.
Eyes crusted shut.
We love him.
Guys, here's the thing.
We love Cowboy, guys. No shade.
I hung out on that post long enough to see someone say, we love our Cowboy. And then I dug in, only to realize that Cowboy has been adopted.
Oh, thank God.
And I can only assume it was my music that did it. Guys, I saved Cowboy. Please send your donations to me.
Please.
For Krusty Krab puppy dogs.
Listen, Brandon sent it back to me, and he said, I know what Sarah McLachlan feels like. And high praise.
One minute
high praise.
1 minute I'm sitting on the couch watching YouTubes. The next minute I'm in the arms of the angel. Guys, soaring. Can I tell you something? I could make 1,000 more albums. If nothing ever happens with it, I'm fine now. Because Krusty Crew Rescue saw fit to use my music as the backdrop to a really sad, crusty old senior dog with his eyes just glazed shut. This album, Catter Rocks.
So sorry for the rattling laughter today, guys.
If I ever go into a place and there's a jukebox, my song better be K9, because I'll tell you what. We're saving lives out here, guys. Don't listen to the lyrics. Just catch a vibe.
That's what we're hoping for.
Guys.
Listen, I want to reach out to the Krusty Crew Rescue right now. I want to give you guys permission, encouragement to use anything from Brandon's catalog.
Every single song I've ever written. I'll start writing songs. Give me dogs' names. I'll write a song. I'll do it like cameo style. What's this dog's name? Schnooky Poops? Okay, 2, 3, 4. Don't kill Schnooky Poops. She's got so much to live for. She'll be around another 3.5 months, but she'll be crusty the whole time.
Listen.
That'll be $1,000. Krusty Crew Senior Dog Rescue. Honestly, can I tell you something? We joke. Because I think, honestly, what I love about it is that when I saw it, my initial thought was not anything other than like, That's very sweet.
Is.
That's someone who believes in their mission.
Yes. Caught the vibe
And thought that the song was pretty enough. And because I'll tell you what, you don't want something that's not going to set a good vibe while you're trying to, you can't throw Cowboy up on the screen and have it just be.
Where have all the cowboys gone?
Give me some to break. You can't have Fred Durst and crew.
No.
You can't have Korn.
Although they were crusty.
They are the crusty kids. What if we found out that it was Jonathan Davis and Fred Durst just started a pet rescue?
No.
Well, anyway, no. I as a dog lover, as you are as well,
Man.
and as a lover of senior dogs,
yeah.
I gotta say, it was actually a really fun thing to be like, hey, I made something, and they believe in their mission as much as I believe in my music, and the fact that they chose to use it was very sweet.
And I'm so happy to hear that he's been adopted.
I will say that you gotta warn me before you hit me with Krusty Crew Dog Rescue. The name alone, you gotta warn a guy.
Listen, props to your marketing department.
Listen, that's showbiz, baby. Dude, I went through their reels. Those reels be getting plays.
I know.
Dude.
Listen, if this is what rockets you to the top of the charts,
Best moment in my VH1 Behind the Music.
That's it.
And then, when he was down and out, thought he'd never make it in the music business. A chance encounter with Krusty Crew Senior Dog Rescue pulled him from despair.
And you have to wonder where
he threw the bottle of Jack Daniels to the side. Never again. My mission is clear. Where have all the cowboys gone?
And that's going to be your next tattoo is their logo, Krusty Crew.
Hey, listen up. Krusty Crew. I'm getting a chest piece. A traditional American chest piece. Cowboy's face, tongue out the side of his mouth. Crusty eyes. Cataracts.
Oh, bless him.
Listen.
Feathery hair askew.
Dude, more skin than hair. Molting. This dog is coming apart at the seams. But I'll tell you what, he was falling apart. That's literally the name of the song. It's like I didn't realize. I stepped into the studio. I popped on the headphones. I stepped up to the vocal mic and I said, hey, Michael Trepanier, turn it up.
Turn it up.
This one's for Cowboy. Mm-hmm. This one's for the little multi-poke over at the Krusty Crew Senior Dog Center.
Man.
Up on the chairlift, getting dunked in the motel pool, rolling around on one of those hind leg carts.
I love him so much.
I do too.
And I'm so happy that he was adopted. And I'm
so glad that we saved his life.
It thrills me that your song was selected for a senior dog rescue, and you'll be the headliner at their gala.
Listen. Yes, please.
Mm-hmm. We've already played at a gala for dogs.
It's on the resume.
It's on the vision board, is what it is.
Well, here's the thing, guys. So far, let's just list a couple of the things that my music has been licensed for.
Okay.
Air France flights,
which is pretty great.
H&M outlets in the United Kingdom alone.
Pretty great.
A dating app. Mm-hmm. Krusty Crew. Senior Dog Rescue. Some people, Grey's Anatomy played me this week.
Right, that's a big deal.
The new single was on the outgoing credits of the OC. Mm-hmm. Keep that. Keep that. We're doing the big work over here at Birdhouse Industries. We're saving dogs.
I love it. I had to lead with that, and I know we spent enough time. But honestly, it's not enough. It's not enough time.
I have a song called that too. You guys want to use it?
Okay. So aside from that, what have you been up to? Because you didn't do that. That just fell into your lap.
First off,
divinely inspired.
I put that into the universe.
Yeah, you did.
So I did do that.
I did.
Cowboy and I have been bonded since the beginning of time.
Oh, what'd you do this week? How was your week?
So this weekend was Dude's weekend. I was bachelor duding it with Benny.
Batchin'.
Because Lindsay went on a trip to Denver.
Yeah, to see Libby and Kate. Hi, gals.
Sunshine State.
Yeah.
Went on a trip.
Beautiful.
Went on a trip to the Las Montañas.
Yeah.
To visit friends Kate and Libby. So what I did was Friday morning.
Okay.
I was awakened at 3:40 to drive Lindsay to the airport. Pick up her friend Libby on the way.
Yeah.
Very sweetly, Libby gave me a Scooters gift card. And when she handed it to me, she told me to scoot on around. And I said, you shut up. I'm so tired. I'll appreciate this later.
That was very thoughtful.
And then they went and did their thing. And then I came and Benny and I, we vibed. He calls it vibeing. He goes, you want to vibe? I go, cool. And so we vibed.
Speaking French.
He's a very classy gentleman. But anyways, just a lot of hanging out, making pizzas, getting pizzas, watching YouTube.
A lot of pizza.
You know, it was a whole lot of pizza. But yeah, it was just kind of a mellow dudes hang. We didn't do a lot, but it was good.
Oh, I love it.
It was fun.
I love that.
We have fun.
Good. I took a walk earlier today with Harrison. You know, when the teenager asks you to do something, you drop everything and you go. Parents of teens, if you hear nothing else we say today.
That's for the teens.
Not that. If they ask you to go somewhere with them, do it. Do it. Because this week I'm realizing how limited my time actually is with that boy, because he was gone for the week at a youth camp, a youth conference.
Sure.
In Joplin, Missouri. And he had the absolute best week. And I'm so glad he got to go. But man, I missed him a lot. I missed him so much. There were a couple times.
I didn't even notice he was gone.
Nice. And I'm just going to say this on the internet right now. There were a couple times last week where I missed my boy so much that I went into his room.
How much did you miss him?
I went into his room and I just smelled it.
Okay, real quick.
And I thought, how am I going to survive when he goes to college? I don't know that I will.
I'll tell you one thing. As a former teenage boy myself, going into a teenage boy's room to smell it, A, is unnecessary because you can smell that down the hall.
Well, the door was closed.
B, you don't do it.
Well, I told him that I did it, and he said,
flirting with disaster.
That's weird.
I agree with him.
And I said, I don't care.
Okay.
I got to find some way to get through. And I'll do it when he goes to college. But it's just dawning on me that, man, my time is limited. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You're like a senior dog.
I am. I'm falling apart.
It's true. We all are.
Call me cowboy. But he had a great week. He was so tired. He slept till like almost 11 the past 2 days. Re-entry into life after camp is hard. And so listening to his stories, which are rolling out as the days go on, I'm reminded of how special it is when kids get to go away to a camp or a conference. And I've been to several of these. These are the CIY, the Christ in Youth conferences, and they do them at college campuses around the U.S. You stay in the dorms, you eat the dorm food and have the whole thing, which is kind of a cool experience when you're in high school.
Makes you feel like a grown up,
right?
Like a college guy or gal.
Right. Yeah, and it's just like a little taste of the life to come, if that should be your track in life. But it got me thinking about some of our summer camp experiences.
This is a great segue. Look at you. This
is
it's almost like you've done this before.
Well,
guys,
it's 105, guys.
Those of you who are just happening upon our podcast and evaluating whether we're incredibly professional and very experienced and successful, yes.
Nailed it.
Judging by her segue just then, sign us up.
I am good at segues.
Get us on Wondery. Get us on the Ringer Podcast Network. Those are mine right now. The Ringers.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with them. So
I do love Wondery.
Wondery's great. The Ringer's my one right now, though.
Okay.
So if anyone have connections out on the West Coast in the podcasting world, give me a meeting.
Hit us up.
I'll walk right in that meeting. I'll sit right down across from Bill Simmons, who runs the Ringer Podcast Network. I'll say, Bill, I got one word for you.
That was a long one.
This is my sister, Ashley. I'm Brandon.
Ben, guys, you need to know that Ben also put that button under the couch cushion where I typically sit.
Classic.
Classic
maneuver.
Right.
He learned from the best. Go ahead. Sorry, camp. Segue. You remember when you made a really nice segue and then I ruined it?
That one time, it's happened a lot.
Anyway, guys.
So we went to a camp growing up called New Life Ranch.
We did.
In elementary and middle school years. It's more elementary, I would say. Maybe early middle school years. But one of the things that I remember about that camp is that they encouraged everyone to pack a trunk.
Yeah.
Remember the trunk? Mine was purple.
I seem to remember mine being a Rubbermaid tub.
Yeah, that works too. For some reason, I had a purple trunk with a latch.
See, that's because you were classy. I just had a Rubbermaid tub that I just drag across the gravel on the way to the chipmunk cabin or whatever. And I'd get in there and I have a kit and caboodle full of peanut M&Ms, like on heavyweights. Here comes Brandon, just bopping on down the trail. Don't bed next to him.
Stop it. Listen. See, listen to my rattling cough. Hope walked me through a vocal warm-up on the way. I really hoped this wouldn't happen, but here we are.
I got an advertisement for a master class from the one and only Christina Aguilera on vocal warm-ups.
I need it. Send it my way.
Do you know what I did? I opened it and she said, "I'm Christina Aguilera. I'm here to walk you through my personalized vocal warm-up." Out loud to myself before I scrolled on, I said, "No, thank you." And then I just went on.
I want it.
And then
Send
I
it to
happened
me.
upon Krusty Crew Dog Rescue.
And my day was made.
And then I thought, maybe I do need this vocal warm-up. And I scrolled back. I couldn't find it. Ex-Tina was gone.
Send her to me. So we packed a trunk, bug spray, and sunscreen galore because we need both. Man, we need both. Speaking of, I saw a thing the other day about bug spray. Mosquitoes apparently do not like the scent of vanilla. So I made my own bug repellent out of vanilla and water, like the good vanilla.
Yeah.
And I'm going to test it. When we go to the lake next week, I'm going to test it.
That would be awesome if that worked.
I know.
Because
we're going
bug
to try.
spray's not a pleasant
experience.
Listen, when I was trying to one 4th of July, I was hanging out over by the Misters at Lake Carl Blackwell trying to pitch woo at Sarah McElroy.
Hi, Sarah.
Smelling to high heaven like off.
Deet.
It's not going to get it done.
No.
Ladies, I'm trying to pitch some woo and get some smooch over here by the Misters. My shirt's already white and it's clinging to my body. I'm not proud of myself already. But here I am. Fireworks are about to go off. I'm trying to time these smooches. What's that smell? What's that smell? And you know what Sarah McElroy loves? Vanilla. Guys.
Too late now. Anyway, we're going to try it at the lake. We'll let you know. Okay, but always at camp you pack 2 towels.
2.
Only 2.
Just the 2.
One for the showers and one for the lake/pool.
And never the twain shall meet.
And by the end of the week, there is nothing worse than a camp towel.
In reality, you should have a towel for the lake and a towel for the pool because that crossover is not the move. That cross-pollination's not what you're after.
It's not great. And by the end of the week, they are contaminated.
Right, we're swimming in doo-doo water because everyone's drying off with the lake.
And then you're expected to pack that back in the trunk.
Crusty.
When Harrison did the same thing, and they had a creek that they'd go swimming in, and everything was damp. Everything was damp.
The Brandon Birdwell in middle school story.
and I just literally lifted his whole bag and just dumped it in. I didn't touch anything with my hands. But New Life Ranch was a pretty great camp. We did stay in cabins. Yeah. They did have names.
They did.
There was a swimming hole.
There was a swimming hole.
That had a great slide.
It had a slide. It had a zip line.
Yeah.
It had a little swing.
Which prompts me to ask you to tell a story that birthed, there we are with that word again. One of the best sayings that our family...
The mantra I say to myself when I'm having a hard day. Guys,
please tell.
It's been decades. I still wake up some days and I think this to myself. Some days I'm struggling.
That's not where I was going to go with it, but yes. Okay, so New Life Ranch swimming hole circa 1990.
Flashback with me, guys. Here we go.
19 what?
I don't know. 90.
90?
4. Let's say 4.
Okay.
Ish. Thereabouts. Early to mid 90s.
Yeah. Early.
I went with another fella from our hometown. You either go by yourself or you go with someone you know because you don't want to.
It's fun to go with a pal.
Right. So I go with a pal. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to name names.
Okay.
Should I?
Sure. Listen, I think he should be proud of this.
Joel, wasn't it?
Joel
Wright.
Hi, Joel.
Joel Wright, whose moms are Buck and Sue Wright. And when I heard my mom refer to them as Buck and Sue for years, I thought she was calling Joel's parents Bucket Stew.
Bucket Stew.
And so I would refer to them as Bucket Stew, and Crendy would look at me like, what's wrong with our son?
Are you good?
Is he saying Bucket Stew?
Mm-hmm. And Buck Wright was also our pediatrician. Phenomenal.
He was.
Great family. Hi, friends. It's been a minute.
So Joel was going down it was the swing. Or was it the zip line?
I don't know.
And he kept going. And bless him, is not a gifted zip liner, nor was I. So I'm not casting aspersions or throwing shade, as the Churans say. And he kept falling off. And whereas most kids would say like, darn it, I can't hold on, it's the worst. It's slippery. Or maybe
an expletive.
Maybe they'd say, fiddlesticks.
A naughty.
Toots.
A naughty. And this was a church camp, guys.
So you don't be cracking off profanities. So, but he kept cutting up. It was frustrated.
Sure.
And if I fall, I say something dumb. Dag nabbit.
Yeah.
My butt.
Oop.
Got water in my nose. Something. Joel Wright, an intellectual,
yes,
walks up to me, looks me dead in the face, and at an elevated volume yells, I can't maintain my grip. And I still repeat that to myself every day.
Every morning.
When I'm struggling, guys. When the pollen's high, when politics are nigh. Guys, whenever...
Which is every day in Oklahoma.
When I'm gassy, when I'm trashy, when I'm feeling kind of classy. Guys, I don't care what type of day I'm having. I say to myself, Brandon, I can't maintain my grip. I can't.
And
I'm running on the platform of I can't maintain my grip. And guess what?
Brandon 2024.
Landslide.
For the other guy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I feel like I can't maintain my grip.
It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence.
But none of us have it anyways.
That's true.
So let's back this.
Fake it till you make it.
Let's back this senior dog. See how far he can take us. Let's ride this cowboy all the way to the Oval Office. See if he makes it a whole term.
Spoiler. Can't. He's got 3.5 months in him.
If he doesn't, we'll prop him up in a chair and put sunglasses on him. It'll be Weekend at Cowboys.
Weekend at POTUS.
Weekend at POTUS with Cowboy tongue hanging out.
Listen. But Joel, if you're listening, you're not.
You're not. You're doing
smart.
You're doing something intellectual.
Too smart for this podcast. But Joel, if you're listening,
everyone else's story.
Hi. I just want to thank you for that, because the number of times our family has said that over the years and gotten just real tickled by it.
Tons.
I just thank you. Thank you for that.
Were you there the summer that they had were all the camp counselors who at the time seemed 50 years old, but were all like
15.
Yeah. They had a big pro wrestling match on the dock.
Yep.
And everyone was cheering for one group because they were called the Holy Rollers.
The Holy Rollers.
And they would throw people off the dock and yell that they just baptized them. That was their finishing move.
Oh, gosh.
Guys.
And that's why we've been untangling some interesting theology, problematic for the majority of our adult lives.
Guys.
And that happens at youth camp sometimes. But you know what? It's a good time.
Sometimes the Holy Rollers baptized the Beazel buddies.
Is that what they were called?
I don't know, but if they weren't,
I hope so.
If they weren't, big ol' swing and a miss, New Life Ranch, Old Life Ranch, out of here with that. Keep up with the times. Listen.
Oh, it was a great camp.
New Life Ranch is where they would make you to get points for your team that you were on. Mm-hmm. You would have to memorize Bible verses.
Sure, you would.
And that is where kids would go and disappear into the forest for like hours and come out and rattle off like whole books. Like here comes Gage, and he's just rattling off like half a Proverbs. And Brandon, every year, remember John 11:35, which is Jesus wept. And you get the same amount of points as you do if you know Job from tip to tail. I could come at you guys.
Efficiency.
I could come at you guys and know who beget who all the way from Ecclesiastes to Numbers. Jesus wept gets me the same amount of points.
So why would I bother?
Both are a slam dunk.
Why bother?
Why bother? No one's stepping behind the 3-point line. It's not possible.
Listen.
I could hit you with every bit of revelation. Jesus wept.
Yep.
Where's my dum-dum?
honestly, that's a very powerful verse. And if you'd like me to get into why,
Guys,
how much time you got?
How much time you got?
Welcome to Pastor's Corner. Carries a lot of weight, those two words.
It's just also real easy to memorize for a fella who just wants a ding dong and a break.
Well, I will say this about New Life Ranch as well. Speaking of rewards, they did have a special time every day in the cafeteria that they made a big deal about every day. It was mail call.
Yes.
And I will say, Harry and Crindy really rolled out for that.
It was such an inadvertent way to shame a kid. They didn't realize it.
Right. Because what if you didn't get anything from home?
Yeah.
How sad.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad did. They rolled out. They timed it so that we would get a card and or care package every day.
That's good planning. That's spreadsheets before spreadsheets existed. They
I
planned
felt
it out.
so loved.
Listen, but here's the thing. It's the indifference. What if you get nothing?
Right.
I would rather get a howler from Ron Weasley's mom than nothing.
Right.
Right?
Like, hey, we noticed that you're gone. We've been standing in your room sniffing it.
Mom and dad are off their faces on Boone's farm and didn't think to send you anything.
First of all, he's not speaking of Harry and Crindy now.
No, they sent us Boone's farm.
No.
I'm sitting there trying to enjoy my potato mash and Salisbury steak before I go back out and try the zip line again. Can't maintain my grip. I open up a basket of Boone's Farm. This is going to make the afternoon watching the Holy Rollers way better.
Sorry, Mom and Dad. Guys, this never happened. Never happened. But here's another way that...
Some of it did.
No, it didn't. Here's another way that parents could show that they loved you at camp is that they could add money to your canteen account.
So you could buy ramen to trade with the other kids on the yard.
You know what my favorite thing to get at the canteen was?
Ring pop.
Frozen Snickers.
Ooh, a frozen Snickers on a hot summer day in the 90s.
What's better?
A frozen Snickers ice cream bar.
I disagree.
Pretty good.
I disagree.
You think a frozen Snickers no ice cream is better than a frozen Snickers ice cream bar?
I do, but I'm not an ice cream gal. And I don't even like a Snickers normally that much.
It's gotta be frozen.
But a frozen Snickers, it's unmatched.
It's like a thin mint cookie. Freeze it. It's way better than
way better. And you know what reminded me of that is that I was raiding Mom and Dad's freezer the other day because the kids were over swimming, and I found some of their old Halloween candy that was frozen. Wow. There was a Snickers in there.
Did you eat it?
I was transported back.
Did you eat it?
And then I found another one.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay. Well, just answer the question.
I ate 2 of them.
Good.
And it's because the whole molecular structure of the Snickers has changed. Yeah. It becomes crunchy.
Yeah. It gives it it's a totally different experience.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
Gosh, it's good.
You know what I like? A Snickers, and this is a spicy take. A lot of people don't like it. A Snickers Midnight. The dark one. Isn't that what they're called? The Snickers Midnight?
Yeah.
Loved them.
Okay.
A lot of kids poo-pooed those.
Kids don't like dark chocolate in general, as a rule, I would say, because of the bitterness. I love dark chocolate myself, but I like a
producer. Is that called a Midnight? Look that up, please.
Pretty sure it is. But yeah, the canteen was a great thing. Another great thing about that camp was that they had a horsemanship program. Little known fact about your gal: I love a horse. And I love riding a horse.
Snickers Midnight. Yes. Thank you, producer.
Well done.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for showing up.
I loved a horsemanship program.
Equestrian.
I was thrown from a horse at that camp.
Sure.
I was stepped on by a horse at that camp.
Sure.
But you know what they say? Got to get back on that horse.
Oh, yeah. No, they do say that.
And I did.
So, guys, I was in the equestrian program as well. They make you wear a stupid helmet. And I went multiple years. And you graduated every year in the equestrian program.
Yeah.
At the end of one year, I had to be sat down by a 16-year-old horse gal.
Okay.
She was incredibly sweet, incredibly wonderful with the horses.
Yeah.
She clearly had dedicated her whole life to equestrian. Mm-hmm. And she sat me down and told little old me, you do not graduate into the next level of equestrian. If you want to keep doing equestrian, you're doing this program over next summer.
Brandon, I don't remember
and
this.
you'd better learn another Bible verse too, bud.
What did you
Jesus
do?
wept isn't going to carry you anymore.
Why did you not graduate?
Because apparently,
Oh, no.
I was not good enough at horsing.
Oh, no.
I don't know what I did. Maybe my trot was fine. My canter was lacking.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
You were good at horsing around.
I'll tell you
Maybe
what.
that was the problem.
I'll tell you what it did. It threw me right into Taekwondo, which I also died on the vine with.
Did they put you in Taekwondo?
Next year, I wasn't going to go. You think I'm going to show my face on the corral again? After I get told you're not good enough to ride this horse? And I love horses. I love to feed them crab apples. I love to tell them my thoughts and feelings.
I like to pet their velvety ears.
I think a horse is gorgeous, and a person that can work with a horse is a borderline magical human. Mm-hmm. Shout out Sarah Trepanier, our resident horse expert. Mm-hmm. But I felt tremendous shame.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, because I haven't spoken of it until today.
I can't believe you're talking about it.
Ever since, do you know what?
I fall apart.
Rather, that's what that song's about. Guys, here's the thing. Ever since I got told I'm not a good enough equestrian to move on to Blue Group or whatever, I have not been able to maintain my grip. Ever since I've lost it. I've lost my grip.
On reality. On my dreams.
So speaking of animals with no eyes and horses, but cut to several years later, whenever I got a C in math class once, and Mom sent me to computer camp over the summer. She also sent me to go work for local legend John Talley in Stillwater. And John would help.
John's amazing.
He's an
Representative John Talley.
Kept a lot of dummies off the streets like me.
Yeah.
And so after computer camp, I got sent over to John Talley's ranch to help with the horses and do the things, which it was supposed to be a punishment.
It was great.
I actually enjoyed it. But there was a horse named Red. He had one eye.
I remember Red.
And no one could ride Red. But guess who could? Maybe I'm not in the Blue Group. Maybe I'm in the Red Group. Lady. So I hopped up on Red. And I broke that beautiful creature.
It was already broken.
He and I, no. Don't you dare take this from me.
He was the most docile.
I'll tell you this right now. No helmet, shorts, Chafe City, USA, riding him through water.
Chafe City.
just humming the song to Rawhide under my breath while I just buzz around the ranch. Loving every minute of it, waiting till the sun goes down so I have to go back to computer camp the next day and atone for my mathematics shortcomings.
Listen,
but when I was on top of that majestic creature, when I was riding cowboy horse, one eye crusty crew, riding him through the creek, I wanted to ride him all the way back to New Life Ranch. Dismount on the left side. That's right. I know what side you mount and dismount a horse from. Walk right over to Paige. I can only assume her name was Paige, and say, hey.
Kick a helmet on your way over to her.
Hey, Paige. You see what I just rode up here on? That's a one-eyed horse that I broke in Stillwater. His name's Red. Enjoy Blue Group. Anyway, Jesus wept. Peace. And then I gallop off into the sunset triumphant, maintaining my grip.
That may be one of the best things you have ever said.
Yeah, I'm unpacking some traumas today, guys.
Listen, right out of your purple trunk.
Oh my gosh, you did. Yes, I have just, guys. I just unpacked an entire Rubbermaid of traumas, and I think I deserve a frozen Snickers.
And that's called a callback, guys. Listen, I did not know that about equestrian, or else I buried it.
Yeah, well,
because I graduated.
On you here,
I graduated to the next group every summer.
Well, I mean, you have the long limbs of an equestrian.
I'm all right on a horse. I enjoy them.
What's it called?
I took lessons as a kid.
Horse dancing, something age. Dressage. Dressage. It's horse dancing, right?
I took both Western. I never took equestrian riding, but I did take Western riding as a child until the barn where I attended burned and many of the horses were lost, and it was very tragic. And then
Dressage, most commonly translated as training, is a form of horse riding performed in exhibition and competition, as well as an art, sometimes pursued solely for the sake of mastery.
That was really long.
Dressage.
Okay.
Anyway, back to...
But that was the cool thing about that camp. But another great camp experience for us...
Way to tie a bow on that one. This was real good.
...was when we got older, we went to Youthquake.
Yes.
Youthquake was...
Not a horse in sight.
Not a horse.
Not a horse in sight.
In sight, guys. This was at a campground in Leadville, Colorado, and we actually did camp. There were no cabins. We stayed in tents.
Tents. Roughed it. It was intense.
It was intense.
Did you pack a hot water bottle?
Which we did.
Fill it up with hot water. You know what I used to do?
What?
I used to fill my hot water bottle up with hot Tang.
Because that's what they had there for us to drink at night.
Just warm and Tang by the fire.
Tang.
And then I'd take my hot Tang, like Buzz Aldrin, get in my sleeping bag, and throughout the course of the night, when a little sip of hot Tang out of my hot water bottle.
Did you really?
Yes, very gross, rubbery.
Yeah.
Notes of
chemicals.
Notes of tennis ball.
It's a very advanced term used by sommelier. Anyway, we had hot Tang. We also had powdered eggs every morning.
So gross.
I loved it. But we stayed in tents. It was so cold.
So cold.
One of the things we did is we had a day in Breckenridge. Here was the thing about it. There was a head shop in Breckenridge.
Where there was
accoutrement. Of cannabis.
Yeah, you don't go in there. You don't say the B word. You don't say bong.
No,
they'll kick you right out.
I know.
You say water pipe.
Yeah, you can't talk about it, guys. Now there's a dispensary on every corner.
Every corner,
literally.
It's wild
in our town.
It's wild
in our fair city. But at the time, that was not the case, and so there was a head shop in there, and you'd walk in, and it just reeked of patchouli,
which is a smell that I quite like.
You do like it. And they had a lot of knitted goods. I bought some mittens in there that I have to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Some wool mittens. A lot of hacky sacks in there.
I love a good hacky sack.
There was also a piercing place in Breckenridge where a lot of the 18-year-olds would get their ears pierced. I'm pretty sure Jeff Engle got his ears pierced at Youthquake.
Yeah, he did. One of my favorite, two things.
Okay.
One is about Youthquake, one is not.
Okay.
You know what they sold at that head shop also? Rope sandals.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus sandals. You want to talk about everything's damp? You can get a real stinky pair of shoes with some rope sandals.
You do not want to get those damp.
I wore some, though.
You wore them constant, and I remember the smell.
Yeah, they're very, very gross. Back to people getting piercings. One of my greatest accomplishments in my entire life was convincing my friend Andy to get his labret pierced right here. On a ski trip.
Tell the people who can't see what that is.
It's that little area above your chin. We'll call it right above the Chevy Chase dimple area.
Okay. Thank you.
Right there under your lip.
Because I wouldn't know what that is.
I convinced him to do it, or at least helped nudge him in the direction. He is very much not this type of guy. He got it done. And just because he didn't want to waste his money, he wore it for like 4 months.
Yeah.
Greatest accomplishment.
Does he still have a scar?
On his heart.
In your friendship.
Well, he's a very sweet man, so I don't think he would hold that against me.
I love that.
Well, anyways, back to you.
Well done.
I haven't done a lot in my life.
But I've done that. We also had, we went rafting.
Whitewater rafting.
Whitewater rafting on that trip. We did a day called Stress Day where we hiked up a big mountain.
Yeah. I forgot that's what it was called. Yes.
One time when I went, it was in late July, early August. There were some ski runs still open in August.
Okay.
They were very narrow because, as you can imagine, it would have melted a lot by this point. They were very unsafe.
Sure.
Because, the snow had melted and then refrozen. So they were like ice. Narrow, dangerous. But a group of us decided to go. As I have shared with you, I am not a bad snow skier. I know you don't believe me.
I don't.
And this story is not going to help my cause, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
I love to be proved right.
I know you do. I know you do. So this would have been the trip that happened probably going into my sophomore year. One of my friends, Whitney, hi Whitney.
You really hit that WH hard. Whitney. I only know that because I do too, and I can appreciate that.
You really do. She was going into her freshman year, and of course, we were all a Twitter over the older boys. Okay, some of them were going to be seniors, some of them had graduated, and they had come back as kind of like,
Holy rollers.
Well, maybe.
Pro wrestling.
Maybe.
On the docks.
Camp counselors. Yeah.
Beazelbuds.
That's it. And so we decided to go. Some of these older boys went on this trip. So the whole time we were super nervous. We were some of the only younger girls on this day excursion. So I'm going down the ski run and I'm thinking I'm doing great, actually. And we were skiing in like short sleeves because it was hot, but there was still a bit of snow.
Sure.
So I see in the distance, Whitney, she has stopped and she's talking to a group of these fellas on the run. Yeah. And I sense disaster is imminent.
Sure.
Because I cannot slow down. Mm-hmm. I try everything I can to slow down. Mm-hmm. I do the pie wedge. I'm going side to side. Pizza skis. Yeah. I'm, the Yule apple pie.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just skidding on the side. I turn completely to the side and I'm just skid. And I'm like, it's happening.
I don't like it.
I will take out Whitney so hard right now.
Yeah.
And I knew it was coming. There was nothing I could do. I didn't yell to let her know that it was going to happen because I was frozen in fear.
Sure.
Not because of hurting myself, but because of embarrassing myself in front of these older boys.
Sure.
I hit her so hard. It was like the final bowling pin, and that was Whitney. And we flew off of the run into the damp grass.
Sure.
And I don't know how much time passed, but I just lay there shocked.
Trying to maintain your grip.
I lost it.
Yeah, well, no, it's gone.
And the guys, it was like, oh, such a loud noise.
Crashly.
That's what they called me.
Did they really?
For the rest of the trip.
Guys
and if you think I liked it, you would be wrong.
Guys are unoriginal. And I'm lumping myself in because I just said it.
Because you said it. But anyway, that was one of the most mortifying moments in my life. And also, I remember just lying there and I remember being like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because not only had I embarrassed myself, I embarrassed her.
Yeah, she's dead now. Guys.
No.
She died.
No, she went on to date some of those people, I'm sure. Anyway.
She played the other angle.
She really did.
She tried to
The damsel in distress. And she never spoke to me again. I'm kidding. We were great friends.
Here comes Crashly and 710 Splitly. She just gets taken out and like Gutterball. Here we go. Here comes Gutterball Birdwell careening down the mountain.
I was Crashly. Thank God neither of us were seriously injured because that could have been bad. Anyway, did you ever have a camp romance?
Thank you for asking. The lunch ladies liked me an awful lot. Spent a lot of time in there with them.
At the canteen.
With Marge at the canteen. Oh, he'll finish it. Don't throw it out.
Here's another Snickers, hon.
Here's a Snickers for the chipmunk. Here he comes. Oh. Here comes. No, I'm trying.
Sorry,
to think.
guys.
I want to say I might have done some crushing.
Sure. Who doesn't have a camp crush?
Some crushing, but never on like a camp. I don't think I ever had a camp romance.
Yeah, they're known for them.
Camp's known for an absolute loser.
If I could turn back time.
I'll tell you what's right now.
What?
If I could have just graduated to the next equestrian class.
Yeah.
All the gals would have been like, who's that tall drink of water on the back of that mighty steed?
That one-eyed steed.
Sipping hot tang out of his tin cup. Roasting a can of beans directly on the coals. Here comes Cowboy. Nope, but I'm the other cowboy. I'm the dead-eyed, crusty critter who can't get a gal to talk to him unless she's got a hairnet
And a frozen Snickers.
Bean stains all over the front of her blouse. Here comes Cowboy. Yeah, kill me.
Listen, I never had a camp romance. I did have a crush on a fella at New Life Ranch that I later dated in college.
Oh.
I know. But didn't happen at camp. No sparks flew.
Seeds were sown.
I don't know.
Groundwork was laid.
For me, but I don't think because then when we got to college, I was like, remember me from New Life Ranch? And he was like, no.
Who? Where? What are you talking about?
Are you the sad gal who went to the canteen every day for the Snickers?
You're the sunscreen girl. You're powder. You're the one that we thought had mind powers. Is she okay? She reeks of off. Are you bathing costume gal?
They said to bring a modest one. I don't know. Isn't this a Christian camp?
All I know about you is that you wore SPF 88.
Pure zinc oxide.
Pure zinc on the nose, off bug spray, and you got Boone's Farm every day at lunch from your parents. You knew every single bit of Galatians. What? The rest of us are over here trying to play Foursquare. You're over here rattling off all 12 of the fellas' books.
They don't all have one, by the way.
Oh, well, here we go. Welcome to Misinformation Corner.
Listen, I made quite a name for myself, okay? I graduated every summer to the next horse group.
It's true. You will forever have that over me. I can make any joke I want.
Man. Okay, so while Harrison was at camp, it was just me and Hope and Asher because Jeff was gone. He was on a world tour. The man's been in like 5 countries. It's insane. But we did some fun summer stuff. We did some crafting. Not Asher. He would be horrified to hear me say that. But Hope and I did some crafting. We saw some movies. We got together with some friends. We did a lot of swimming. But the movies we saw, we saw If.
I heard that one gives, I was told by 2 friends that if you're going to see If, get ready to have sweaty eyes.
I did not do my research.
Did you get the sweaty eyes?
Okay. Dumbest thing you've ever asked.
Well, it's
true.
Everything is damp.
Very damp, very emotional. And but what a sweet movie. What a beautiful movie.
I've just seen trailers and I've heard feedback and I'm very excited to see it.
Highly recommend.
Very excited.
Great for the whole family, but do be prepared and for little ones
to get the sweaty eyes.
Yeah. There are going to be some conversations that arise.
I heard that there were some parts where dear friend and listener of the pod, Cody, not listener.
Hi,
of the
Cody.
Pod, dear friend, not listener.
He hates this podcast. He hates you.
That's true on all counts. He said that he did have parts where he's like, this feels a little heavy.
It's heavy.
Heavy for kids.
It's heavy. But it was written, produced, and directed by John Krasinski. Mm-hmm. So many people make cameos as voice actors.
So
Steve Carell.
Love that.
Ryan Reynolds is in it. Blake Lively, Emily Blunt.
Love it.
Brad Pitt. Didn't know he was voiced.
Hey, but why don't you quit ruining things for me?
What?
I didn't know that B. Pitt was in it.
He isn't in it. His voice is in it for like no time at all, but it's great. It was great. Highly recommend. We also went to the movies yesterday and Hope and I saw the Garfield movie and the boys saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Very cool.
And that's a mouthful.
Sure.
They enjoyed it. He said they were going to make like 5 more of them.
It's too many.
Do we need that
it's too many apes? It's too many apes.
And honestly, what keeps happening? The apes overtake the humans overtake the apes.
There's always
the apes overtake the humans.
Then there's like
the humans overtake the apes.
Then there's like one rogue ape who sympathizes with the humans and wants to help.
Right.
Creates a gang of rebel apes to start a faction to help the humans. Then the humans overtake the apes.
That's it.
Then there's a sympathetic human who likes the apes.
Yep.
And round we go.
And round we go. And then the humans speak English, and then the apes speak English, and then the humans speak English. And, you know.
I do. I know apes.
But the Garfield movie was okay. It would be fun for little ones.
Overtake the cats, and the cats eat the lasagna.
Yeah.
The cats hate Mondays. Odie is out of pocket.
Here's what I did in that movie. I took a very expensive nap. But did you know that Showbiz Theaters is doing their $5 Tuesday movies again?
I did know that.
Which is great.
It's a great deal.
Because going to the movies these days, guys.
Go ahead. They don't make them like they used to.
They don't make them. I don't know if you know, but inflation is affecting cinema.
It's the apes.
It's the apes. Anyway, I've gone things out of order here, but are you watching or listening to anything else currently?
Water all over myself.
That's sweating, you know it.
I listened to
That's drool.
I listened to a band that I might play with soon. I don't know if I'm going to, but I got it sent to me. They're called Hot Moms Club.
Yes.
Awesome band. They're really good.
Okay.
I listened to them a little bit.
I've
been listening to podcasts nonstop. I've been listening to my band Splain podcast because it's like
Your favorite.
It's on the Ringer. And I started listening to it because 60 Songs That Explain the 90s is over. So doing that. And then we watched there's a show called Big City Greens that Benny likes that they came out with a movie that we watched together. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we've been to the movies. Last night, I showed the kids The Truman Show.
So good.
Hope Engle was so distraught.
Yeah.
Because you're given all these clues. I didn't tell them anything going into it. They're big Jim Carrey fans, and I was like, let's watch this one. It's Jim Carrey. The last Jim Carrey we watched together was Dumb and Dumber.
Very different movie.
Like a few days before, and so I think they came into it expecting that kind of energy. Yeah. Hope was like, what? The number of times she said to me, "That's so messed up." Talk about a good conversation starter.
Now you've ruined her because she's going to walk through life thinking she's Truman, like she's in the Truman Show.
She has asked me, "Are you real?
We all question that.
I know.
We've all had moments.
Are you guys actors?" Mm-hmm. But anyway, what a great movie that is. Gosh, Truman Show. Yes to it. But anything going on in your algorithm currently that we need to know about?
Krusty Crew dog rescue.
Same. Following. Guys, we're going to post it. I'm going to post it.
Please.
With a thank you note to the Krusty Crew.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tag you.
It's been shared a bunch of times already.
I need you.
And not for the music. For Cowboy.
But he got adopted.
Let's do it.
Anyway, not a whole lot going on in there except for stuff that's making me mad, which is these young Gen Zers say, and I love Gen Z, don't get me wrong, but they're saying that they came up with certain fashion trends when they did not. Like a girl was on there the other day going, my fave hairstyle of all times. Guys, it was a banana clip. Do you remember the banana clip?
I have one in my hair right now.
Man, you do. It's a little one.
It's a plantain clip.
Hated a banana clip, and it's because I had straight, stringy hair. If you had curly hair, you could pull off a banana clip.
Yeah.
But nobody else could.
If you had that Amy Grant, if you had that Wilson Phillips, banana clip.
Some of them could pull one off. Could they? I don't know. But anyway, banana clips, guys, they're back. And I'm not happy about it.
Emphasis on back. Mm-hmm. You didn't come up with it, Gen Z.
No, that's what I'm saying. Okay. That's it for today? What's your warm heart?
Cowboy.
Oh, gosh.
Going Cowboy. How do you not?
You can't not.
How do you not pick the crusty old senior dog that used your song to stay alive?
I wish we could get in touch with them and they could let us know how he's doing. And
let's do it. We have a mission.
All right.
Everybody follow Krusty Crew and let's bombard them with questions about Cowboy to see how he's doing.
Totally.
Let's celebrate him. What about you?
Guys, real quick, we're going to be rolling out our T-shirt standing for Blanche.
Oh,
that we brought up in the Jonathan outdid himself. So be on the lookout for that. Mine is having all my chicks back in the nest. Man, I missed my old boy and I don't know what I'm going to do when he goes off.
We're going to smell his stinky room.
Yes.
Guys, on the way out, I'm just going to say that Jonathan, as he made the shirts, told me that his wife created a rolling chaise lounge for Mardi Gras.
Oh.
And it's called, what's it called? It's called Blanche Devereux. They're obsessed with Golden Girls.
Oh, it's perfect.
We'll touch more on that later. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Check out Krusty Dogs.
We'll post it so you can be in on it too.
Bye.
We love you. Bye.